to go. Mario #1! Woohoo! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go. Oh yeah, Mario time. Yeah. Let's go. Oh yeah, Mario time. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.